Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. It's Wendy here from Little Nest Crafts. Thank you for joining me today for another in the series of Tuesday challenges that's hosted by Suzanne over at Nonstoppapercrafts. Now I didn't find this challenge till quite late on into the challenge, so I'm playing catch up. So what I thought I'd do is I would go back right to the beginning and start at number 1. So in this video I'm going to be doing 3 of the projects in one, which is number 1, 2 and 3 consecutively. So we'll get straight into it so that you know, I don't make this video too long, as I have a tendency to do. So the first project, as you all know that have been following the challenge, they're all done on an index card. It's altering an index card. So Suzanne gives 3 clues, and usually it involves a colour, an item, and sort of a sentiment or something like that. So this week we've got sweet, dark blue and scraps. So what I normally do is I stamp it out on with my little mini alphabet stamps, and stamp it out onto scrap paper and then stick them on the back of my index card, because I won't really be writing on the back. So when I thought of the first word that sprung to mind was sweet, and the first thing that came to my mind is, you know, sweet cakes, sweet puddings, etc. Although I'm not a sweet person, I'm more of I prefer to have savoury. If we go out for dinner, I'd sooner have, you know, a savoury thing than have the dessert at the end, unless it's a milk pudding or something like that. I like you know, egg custard, and I like creme brulee and things like that. So if that's on the menu, I'll forego having a starter, which I don't always have anyway. But I'll you know, save a bit to the end and have, you know, the creme brulee or something like that. So this pudding is a Welsh pudding, and it's an egg custard tart. But it's got marmalade in it, and it's a Welsh, you know, a popular Welsh pudding here in Wales, and I'm, you know, live in Wales, and so I've picked a Welsh pudding. So that's the picture of the Welsh pudding, and very nice it looks too. And then the other clue was dark blue. So what I've done is I've put the title of the pudding, and I've typed it out on my computer and cut it out. So I'm going to put that somewhere. And then the third clue was scraps. So what I've done, I've, on some scrap paper, I've typed out the recipe for the amber pudding, because I'm going to tuck that inside. And then what I've done is I've gone through my scraps, and I've just got some scrap paper, and I've got this old from doing I did a cooking journal a long time ago, and this is a faux page from a vintage cookbook. So I thought I might try and incorporate that somewhere in the background. So and then I've typed out a number 1 because I stick it on the front of the card somewhere. So my plan is to use this, if I can, as my background piece. And I know it's a little bit longer, but I don't mind so much about that, because I can trim it off the back at the end. And then I don't want to see all those puddings, because I want to concentrate on this pudding here. So I quite like having the text down the side, because it says coffee, cake, buns and breads. And I quite like the fact that it's poking over the top there as well. And then I didn't know whether to have that down the edge there, coming underneath, or whether to go with this small piece. Excuse me, because that can be used on another project. somewhere else. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with that. Quite like the fact that that's a bit more subtle. So I'm going to use my trusty roller for this. And just go along the edges here and stick that down. Have I gone right up to the top? No, I haven't. So I think I'll go over, and then I can always trim it off at the end. And then what I'm going to do is just get my collal glue and finish off along the edges there. I could have cut that a bit smaller really, but never mind. It just gives it added strength. And then I'm going to pop this on, going from this side. So I think I'll do the same again actually with my roller tape. It's very good, this tape, it holds forever. Oops, nearly put the wrong one on there. And I will go over a smidgen, but oops, oh, I've done it now, see? No, I'm going to have to go with the flow. It's stuck down. The only thing is it's not straight. Oh bother, let me just see if I can. It has gone like tissue paper. So let's have a look. That's the only thing with runner tape, it's not very forgiving. So let's have a look. I need to really get that down flat on the page. See if I can do it this way. Oopsie daisy. Oh. Yeah, I'm not having much success with this. I might have to print it out again. Let's have a look and see. If I start there. Don't like to be beaten. There we go. Now, that's better. Oh, we get there in the end. And then what I should do is pop some glue on there. and that'll be fine once we trim the end. But I just need to put some glue right along the edge to flatten it down. There we are. Now then, I'll just get my scissors. There's a bit of white showing at the other end, but I'm not bothered about that because we can ink the edges. So we'll just trim along the edges at the back. Right, get all the scraps away. And just rub the back down. There we go. There we are. And I'm going to go along there, and I can go right down to the edge. So that will actually hide that. Lovely. You can see how tacky the edges are by the way they stick to my fingers. There we are. I've got some tacky on my desk. That's it. So now we just need to put on the title. In fact, I was going to ink round the edges. There we go. So there's amber pudding. And we'll ink the edges here. And in that corner. There we go. Oh, I did mean to leave the opening so that I could put the recipe in, but not to worry. I shall slot it in with the card. So I'll just ink round these edges too on my little number 1. And then get my tweezers. And then I'm going to pop that on there. Let's make sure it's straight-ish. There we go. So that's my first index card. So we've got something sweet, something dark blue, and I've used some scraps. So So that's number 1. And that's the ingredients. So what I'll do is at the end of this video, for those of you who want the recipe for amber pudding, I'll put it in the description box below this video. And what I'm going to do is I'll make a little pocket or something to go along the back here, and I'll slot that in. I'll perhaps put it on another card. So that's number 1. And then we've got number 2. I'll just bring in my index card. I think this is number 2. Oh no, hang on, that's number 16. 1 second, I'm jumping ahead of myself. Which one have we got here? Let's have a look. Yeah, this is number 2. Sorry about that, folks. And that's number 3. As you can see, I've been sat today, Saturday, and got nothing planned for the day, so I've been sat, you know, watching catch up. So this is number 2, and the instructions, or should I say the prompts for number 2 are plum, genuine and holes. So as you can see, I've got found some plum coloured papers in my stash, and this was like a double-sided paper, so I thought great, it'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone because I can use both pieces. But it's whether I use that up there. Yeah, I think that's what I decided, was to pop that up on the top section and have this on the bottom section. And then, so that's my plum colour, as you can see. Something with holes. I've got some plum coloured lace, which I thought I would put there. And something genuine, I found a little South African stamp in my stash. So I thought I would stick that up there. That's my genuine piece. And also in my stash, I've got these, and I've never ever used them, but they're the ideal colour for this little project. So what I thought I would do is perhaps use some of these little flowers on my piece as well. Just to break it up a little bit. So do I want that there? Let me just check. And have that down there with my, I could have my 3 flowers in the corner, which would look nice. With my, and then have that at the top there. That does get a bit lost though up the top, doesn't it? In amongst that. Yeah, I'll go with my original plan, I think. So I'll put this purple one on first. Plum colour. Make sure my corners are done. There we are. And then this, I thought I would glue it down there. And put that on top. yeah, maybe stick that down as well. And then I'll just cut those corners. So my little stump's going to go up there anyway. So we'll pop some glue on him. And then I need to get my Fab-O-Tac glue, and we'll go along here. And that's the nice thing about Fab-O-Tac, it dries really quickly and it's great for gluing fabric. Just need to put another drop of glue on there. Keep that in my scraps. So just need to trim that tiny bit there. There we go. So that's my something with holes. And then how are we going to do these flowers? Oops, sticking to me. I like to work in threes. So we have got larger ones. Let's have a look. There's a dark one there. That might be good. That'll make that one lift out a little bit. One, two. See what else we've got. We've got medium-sized ones, unless we just do one flower, because we've got 3 different sizes. So we could go with something like that. Or you could spread them out separately and have them like that. No, I think we'll go with the large one as the base flower. And then have the light one in the middle with the spotted one on the top. And then what I'm going to do, if I can, is make a centre for my flower with the number 2. There we are. So that's my number 2 completed. So I hope that you like that one. It's fairly straightforward. And we'll recap and just check that we've hit all the prompts. So the first one was plum. The second one was genuine. And the third one was holes. So we've got plum coloured, backing, genuine stamp, and a holey piece of lace. So we'll pop that one there. And I'll just move that out the way. And then the final one is number 3. And what I've done for that is I've pre-cut these images. Oops. And the clues for number 3 are create, rusty and thread. That's my number 3. So I've stuck my words on the back, and I just need to get rid of that adhesive on there. Everything's sticking to it. So we've got create, rusty and thread. So for my background, I picked this piece, and it's an image of some fabric that has been dyed with rust. And I keep meaning to do some of that for myself, and it's where you put some metal items, either with screws and bolts and bits of chain and things, and you put it in a solution, and I can't remember offhand what the solution is, but I'll think about it, and then you leave them for a period of time and they go rusty in the solution. and then you wrap them in fabric, and when you undo the fabric and you tie all the fabric up, when you untie it all the rust and everything dyes the fabrics. So that's my background piece, because this is what I've been sort of planning on doing in my head, you know, doing some slow stitching and things like this. And so what I've done is I've downloaded an image of a cotton reel and a needle, and that's going to make up my piece. But I need to get some threads, so I'll be right back. So I've got some rusty coloured threads here, and I just quickly looked up dyeing rusty fabric, and what you do is you get equal parts of water and regular vinegar and put it in a spray bottle, and you get the fabric that you want to dye, and your rusty implements, you know, your rusty bits of screws and nails and staples, etc. And you dampen the material with the water solution, and then you spread your rusty bits all on your material, and then you spray it again and sort of fold it all up, and then you wrap it in cling film, and you leave it. And then when you come to unwrap it, you need to fix the solution, fix the material to stop it being washed out, and you fix it with salt solution, I think. Yeah, so you make a solution of like a salt water solution, and you soak your fabric in it. I think the water has to be hot, and you soak your fabric in it for about 20 minutes, and it sets the dyes into your fabric. And I did forget to say, you have to use white vinegar. You have to use 50 parts water, and it's white vinegar, not your regular vinegar that you put on your fish and chips. But if you look on the internet, you'll get full instructions on the internet on how to dye the fabrics. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a few threads, and I'm going to wrap it around my piece here, and I want this one sort of a blended one, I think. So what I've done is I've got some double-sided tape here, and I'm going to put this on my card. In fact, I've got 2 rolls. Oops, a daisy. So I take a piece of this. Oops. Pop that on the back. Oops. And then we'll wind the fabric round, the thread round, should I say, taking care to and I want to use a few different colours, so let's have a look and see what else I've got. I've got a nice rusty gold thread here, and what have we got? Here's a yellowy. Maybe just do these 3 colours. So just pull one of those off. same again. Start at the back. Oops. No, it's not quite level. There we go. That's better. Push it down. Put that to one side a minute while I sort this out. And then we'll have another colour, shall we? How about one of these? So I'll pop that there. There we go. Let's cut that bit off, it's not poking out. And then put that over there, I think. Then we'll finish off with this gold, I think. Oops a daisy. Where are we going? Just tidy it up a bit. Just cut those loose threads there. Just make sure that they're stuck down, and I'll just use a bit of Fab Attack, I think, or maybe a little bit of tape. Run it. Stop it unraveling. There we go. And then what I want to do is I want to just cut out the eye of my needle. So I'm not going to do that while I'm on camera. So I'll be right back. So I've been and cut the eye out of my needle. And it's just a matter of putting this piece together. So what I've done is I've got a piece of thread and I'm just going to pop it through the eye of my needle like so, and I've left it quite long, and then what we'll do is we'll pop this background down, and I'm going to not use my tape runner after the last episode, so I'm just going to use my 3-in-1 or Fab-Attack as some people call it, because apparently it's the same as Fab-Attack, because although it's quick drying you do get a little bit of wiggle room. And what I'm going to do is pop that. Now, do I want that on the top? No, we'll have that on the bottom. So that's like so. And I'll just check over the back, see if it needs trimming, and it does need trimming a little bit, just along that edge. So we'll do that now. There we go. And I think we're just a tinsy bit on that side. So we've got create, rusty and thread are our prompts. So I'm just going to ink around the edges lightly. And then what I did, I printed out a quote which was inspire it was imagine, create and inspire. So I'm going to use those, and these are stickers, so I'll peel the backs off those in a minute. I just want to work out where we're going to put the needle and thread. So I thought we'd have maybe something like that with my thread sort of curled round on my piece. Just click the bottom off there, and maybe do something like that. Yeah, so I'll just get my glue for my needle. My tweezers. So I'll tuck that under there like that. Now then, let's get the Fab-Attack, and I will take the backing off that piece there because I think it will help when it comes to sticking this down. I put plenty on because it's quite a thick piece. Now then, don't quite know how we're going to do this, but we'll have a go. Just going to try and follow where it's going. Pop some glue underneath that bit there. And then we'll come down here. And last bit. Well, that was pretty painless. There we go. So, I'm just going to cut these down a little bit. Maybe take a bit of the backing off the edge, because I did put them in little boxes, the sentiments. Now they do peel off these, if I can get the backing off. I tend to start in the middle, because then the rest of it seems to come off fairly easy. So let's have a look. Oh dear, I've done it. Imagine. Is that going to come off without tearing? No such luck. So I'm going to have to go up there now. But not to worry. Just to make things difficult to myself, I've made it even smaller. There we go. Great, that came off fairly okay. So let's have a look. Imagine, create. And inspire. There we go. And then we've got number 3, which I will put on the front somewhere. I'll just reduce the size down a bit. I could put it on here. Quite like it there. Or I could tuck it in the corner there. Yeah, I'll do that. Pop it in that little corner. Oops. I want ink round the edges first. There we go. So that's number 3. So I just put the lid on my glue and then we'll recap. So we've got number 1, which was sweet, dark blue and scraps. So we've got sweet, dark blue, and I've got scraps on the background. Then we've got number 2, which was plum, genuine and holes. So we've got plum, my genuine stamp and holy lace. And then we've got number 3, which was create, rusty and thread. So we've got created card and the word create, rusty background, and then threads. Yes, please. And then threads. Sorry about that, my husband's just come in from walking the dogs. So I do hope that you've enjoyed this week. You've got 3 in 1, and I hope that you'll join me, should I say, for the next next 3, because I'll do 3 in the next video as well. So until next time, everybody, take care. Bye.